7. We're going to go verse 17 through 21. We're going to explain this why me attitude. Verse 17 through 21. Amen. Okay, y'all got it? Amen. Job is talking to God at this time. He says, what is man that you should exalt him? That you should set your heart on him? That you should visit him every morning and test him every moment? He says, how long? Will you not look away from me? Will you not let me alone till I swallow my saliva? Job continues to say, have I sinned? Why have you set me as your target, so I am a burden to myself? Why then do you not pardon my transgression and take away my iniquity? For now I will lie down in the dust, and you will seek me diligently, but I will no longer be. So Job is telling God, why me, God? Why have you picked me as your target? Why are you picking on me, God? Why can't you pick somebody else? But this is the why me attitude. Job is saying, well, God, you set me as a target. You set me up for failure. You set me up for this situation. Why me, God? Have I sinned? What have I done you? What have I done to you, God? What have I specifically done to you? Why can't you just forgive me? Why can't you just let your mercy endure forever? That's what your word says. Why? Why can't God do this? But this is the why me attitude that God wants us to see. This is the attitude, the why me attitude. But I want to explain, how do you get over this why me attitude? How do you step from this obstacle? How do you step out of this prison? How can you do this? Instead of being in prison, this is what we do. We say, oh God, no, oh man, I'm locked up. Oh man, I'm locked up. But God don't want you to see that. He don't want you to look at it like that. See, we want to talk about how do you overcome this why me attitude? How do you step over from being the one that says, why am I the one to do this? Now I want to tell you what God's response to Job is. So we're going to go to Job chapter 35, verse 7. In Job chapter 35, verse 7, you can write this down. And it says, if you are righteous, what do you give him? Or what does he receive from your hand? If you do things that are good, what does God receive? See, God is truly righteous. But if we are righteous, what do you give God? What can you really give God? Can you really give God anything? You can't really give God anything, because he's the truly righteous. He said, if you do good things too, if you do good things, if you do good, what do you give God? What do you give to God? There's nothing you can give God. He's on top. This is what the scripture says. If you are righteous, what do you give him? What do you give God? What can you give up to God?